And welcome back, everyone. We're here with our amazing panel. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me go ahead and introduce them to you. First, let me start with Kellie Romack, who is the VP of Digital HR and Strategy Delivery at Hilton. Welcome.
Thanks, Chris.
Rudy,
glad to be here.
it's great. What do all these customers have in common? They've all transitioned off of PeopleSoft and onto our HCM Cloud. And they're all going to talk a little bit about their story and their journey. Kellie, you've been live for a little bit longer than Scott. So tell us how long you've been live for and what are you using of Oracle HCM Cloud?
Absolutely. We've been live for almost 2 years and we were very excited. We went a different approach, went big bang approach, core HR, payroll, talent, absence, time and labor. And we would have went live with Oracle Recruiting Cloud and helped us, but they weren't quite ready for us. So that's partly next on our journey. Both of those modules, really great opportunity, as well as additional global expansion. We're in almost 120 countries. So as we kind of march across the globe, we're looking to light Oracle HCM Cloud up.
And one thing that you've highlighted to me that you've really liked and actually helped us internally develop it. Two things that if you could briefly talk about. You went live with Oracle Guided Learning, which you educated me on the value of that for your customers, and you're one of our early adopters. We'll talk about that in just a second of the digital assistant. But tell us a little bit about those two implementations.
Absolutely. I get super excited about digital assistant. We'll save that for later on. However, guided learning, we looked at how do we make sure this dispersed workforce across the globe are truly empowered, because that was our goal, to shift the focus to team member and manager self-service. So when I looked at guided learning and saw that it was mobile enabled, we had the opportunity to get that in front of our team members. And literally it tells you exactly how to use the tool in context of the user you are and the role you have of the hotel you're at. I said, let's do it. And we've loved guided learning. It has been so successful for us. We have so many folks use it, all the way down from my team member level to the HR managing director at a hotel cluster.
You certainly are an innovator, and Hilton is an innovator. And I remember way back in, I guess it was the beginning of 2018, when we first came out with our mobile responsive pages, and I was nervous about it, and you were, let's go, we're ready to implement, and so Hilton and your team has really driven a lot of innovation for your organization. Can you tell us what's that like, kind of why that's part of your culture, and how you go about doing that?
You bet. So from my perspective, our team members need just as good as technology as our customers and our guests. It's unacceptable to give them anything less. And so working on the consumer side of technology for so many years, I really led with mobile first. It's so key. Our team members, that's where the world is. We had to meet them where they're at. They're running around our hotels. They're incredibly busy serving guests every day. We're in a business of people serving people. We had to give them technology in the palm of their hand and move past all of the challenges that they were having and the friction points they were having with old school technology. And so leading with mobile first has really changed the game for us. And honestly, it's increased productivity. It's allowed our team members to not have to wait in line for consoles, wait in line for people to approve things. Everything's so simple and easy. To enter a PTO on your mobile device takes about 7 seconds.
Wow. I mean, I can attest. I've worked with Kellie and Hilton for a long time. You push us a ton, which we love. Yeah, I mean, you're always looking for the new technology and really pushing us on the innovation curve and helping us and partnering with us, which we really, really appreciate. Now, you have to think back because you've been live for a little while, so I'm sure you remember. But just some of the customizations and how you thought about how you're going to move those to the cloud and how that worked out for Hilton.
You bet. And not to repeat some of the things that Scott said, I'll pivot and look at it from a different angle. For us, I took the product mindset. We really need to focus on outcomes, what we are trying to achieve. So I took a product mindset to the cloud of what we were trying to accomplish. So for us, it was really exciting because we were able to really focus on where we need to go. So let's not talk about what we have or what we did. Where are we going and how do we get there? And that really helped the business think about it instead of just really focusing on here's what you have and let's change it. Don't worry about it. Tell me what you want. Tell me where you want to go, and let's figure out how we ladder up to it. And that was very successful, both in our business and our technology practice that I run. So it was a great opportunity to help the teams feel a level of freedom and be able to design, think, and move things forward. So I was really excited about that. And we, being a technologist by trade and most of my career, I also honed back to, let's not go too crazy. Stay with personalization, stay with configurations, because that way we can make sure that we're taking advantage of all of the wonderful upgrade processes that you guys have put in place in all of the releases. And then we have to look at our scalability of testing and what that model looks like, so we can free ourselves up to really consume the new technology without having to spend so much energy making sure any kind of specializations or customizations worked right as we did our release updates. So we took kind of a two-prong, three-prong approach, and we've been very successful. Our releases go so incredibly smooth now. It's amazing.
You've helped us develop a lot of our new products and have taken some new releases. So how has the partnership worked with Hilton, and how has some of the new product introductions that Hilton has taken early worked?
You bet. So from my perspective, my favorite part is we get to educate each other. I'll be like, let me help you understand how this works in our business, right? And you guys educate us. So I like that challenging in a positive way, right? We're educating and we're growing and learning and getting better. So that's very exciting for me. And to your point, we're able to get on the phone with your engineers or offshore, and we literally will do peer code review or peer code, exploratory items, right? And we'll be looking at functionality and thinking about how it works, and we'll go try this, and we have very quick turnaround. And my team works, we kind of chase the sun as well, so I have the opportunity to work in around the clock, and we can turn things around so quickly because we have no challenge, test learn, go show. And I love that we all let our guard down and we're really comfortable in being vulnerable and showing what we've learned and helping to just make a better product overall.
Yeah, I can just give one great example where Hilton partnered with us around the digital assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my product management team and the digital assistant, a lot of the user experience is the conversation and how you go about having the conversation, the answers that you provide. And it was literally daily calls with your team and my team, going through and flushing out how this was going to work and getting feedback from the users and flushing it out. And that type of partnership is fantastic. It helps us
Absolutely.
build a much better product. And I think ultimately, you get a much better solution.
Right, absolutely. And we understand how to use it, change it, develop it, improve it, right? And so that's always so helpful for us because we want to enhance our team and get wiser and understand the technology so that we can grow our technology skill set as well as, leverage with you guys and help infuse some of the business mindset that we have.
Now we've talked about innovation and what you're doing and what you're driving at Hilton and how we're partnering, but anything else you want to add as far as how you see us continuing to work together on that?
You bet. So I think three things for me. One, we've talked about digital assistant, but when you think about the business application of that, so we went live, we've only been live a few months with it, 50,000 conversations that my support team didn't have to answer. That's huge, right? And we satisfied those team members. And so that's amazing in my opinion, right? We save so much labor cost handling it things that way. Secondarily, empowering that manager and that team member. So I encourage Oracle to continue to elevate the self-service functionality in the system. There's so much power as we move away the black box of HR, and team members and managers can truly understand the information, consume it, and engage with it and interact with it beyond just looking at their PTO and payroll, right? There's so much opportunity there, and I'd love to continue to elevate that because I think that's truly powerful. And lastly, what I'd like to see, and we do a lot of this at Hilton, as the new features come out, as Scott mentioned, we can work with the peer groups, and then I challenge my team. They gobble up the release notes and they'll go put together a quick, they'll spin up a quick prototype of something. And I'm like, I don't even want to know about it. And then the next thing they're like, hey, we're going to show you how this works, right? And so we go and take it and apply it to something in our business. And we did this during the pandemic. We used, as I mentioned to you, the simple checklist functionality and engineered entire business process using checklists and creating task lists and things of that nature and pulling it all together with data models in the back end feeding it. And we created an amazing experience for our team members to help us through the pandemic.
That's great. So I'm going to ask you just a quick follow-up on payroll. So one of the concerns that we hear a lot is Oracle HCM Cloud ready for me to move my payroll to the cloud? And how has that experience been for you? I mean, you've been running it for 18 plus months now. So how has that gone, and any advice that you might have?
Sure, absolutely. It's definitely a shift, right? It's absolutely a shift from PeopleSoft. I think the key and the biggest piece of advice for me is the team that's typically you think about running payroll and perhaps the skill set that's ran it in the past, you truly have to upskill and change skill for these team members, because you're looking at a technology person understanding payroll versus a payroll folk, right, team member being able to execute against payroll in a technology suite. And I think that's how I would explain it. And I think that's the difference. Our team members really wanted to educate them, invest in them, and help them learn and then make it better. And so from our perspective, it wasn't easy, but we definitely made it better. And we worked with you all to create frameworks of how long things would run. We're actually at a simplification project running this year. So I'm very excited about that, because now we've learned and we understand and we can make it simpler and better. And there's so much opportunity to pay people so quickly and the turnaround so quickly, because it truly is a turnkey system. It's just we have to have the right skill sets utilizing it.